Happy New Year. It's January 1st, 2025. Welcome to Kainani Fishing, Okaleo Ko'ui Noa. My name is Shannon, and today I'm going to be tying up a bunch of sabikis in preparation for going out tomorrow, hopefully for a catch and cook. So these are very quick, very effective rigs. I've caught more species of fish and more quantities of fish using this setup than any other rig or bait. And I'd like to share that with you right now. So let me get set up here. All right, so here are the items that we're going to be using today. A lot of times I repurpose the hooks from the previous fishing session, and I don't think the fish seem to mind at all. So years ago, I had an old Filipino guy on the pier when I was pier fishing quite a bit. Taught me how to tie a sabiki, and I'll always be grateful to him because it changed everything for me. So I tied them kind of like I was tying a trout fly, and it was tedious but really satisfying. But over the years I've refined things and simplified things. So here I have this flashing and this little hook right here, and all I do, okay, this is how simple it is. Line it up like this, wind, you see that? Wind up the shaft, wind back down the shaft, and pinch it. Take the super glue, and this is where things got really easy for me this year. A little dab of super glue. That's it. And while that super glue is still wet, I put a little dab of nail polish on there. All right, cool thing about this method is it's quick. You can pump out several different colors in one sitting, be done in about 15 minutes. And so I'm just going to trim this down like about that long, and there it is. I'm going to put this in this little lip right here to dry. Oops, it smeared a little bit, darn it. Okay, so I'll try to reset that. So this color seems to work really good for catching mackerel, bonito, and calico bass like this color too. So I use the red nail polish, or pink in this case, and yellow acrylic yarn, or this kind of yellow gold flashing right here. Okay, up the shaft, wind it back down, and doesn't need to be a lot of flash on there. I found sometimes too much flash doesn't work as good as effectively as just a minimal amount of flashing. I don't know, maybe it's the action. So again, there we go. I'm gonna do this. Put a little dab of that on there. Come on. Cool thing about doing this method is it's quick, it's effective, and I'm not so heartbroken when I break off because it was so fast to make. Whereas the fly tying method was a little bit more tedious and a little bit more involved, and it used to really tick me off when I would break off and snag into something. So anyway, I hope this helps. I'm going to tie the rest of these here, and then follow up here in just a minute. There they are. The hooks are drying. Okay, so I got some 20-pound cheap fluoro, and I use 20-pound because I get tired of these things breaking off on me. I have, and fish, where I fish, they don't seem to care. They're not that finicky, but when it matters, I have some 4-pound ultra clear line, but I'm 56 years old, and when I'm tying dropper loops and knots and that stuff, I can't even see the line. It's so clear. So here's a tie a loop on this end. I just clip that into the swivel, and I don't know where my nail clippers are, so I'm just going to use these scissors, trim it clean. I measure about that much. Do a quick little dropper loop, and there. That 4-pound line, that 6-pound line. This process is almost impossible for me now. My dexterity is nothing like it was when I was younger. So here I'll be right back. Into my teeth, grab it, wet it, and sure is harder to do this when I'm talking to a camera, but so tie a little dropper loop, repeat that process 3 more times. I'm going to tie another loop on the other end, and that loop on the other end I'm going to tie a little bit larger, and I just slip that through the eye of the weight for a quick weight change. So that's basically it, and I will see you folks tomorrow on the water, and I'm hoping that we'll get a catch and a cook tomorrow out of this. So, all right. That's my dog over there chasing the squirrels. That's Bowie. Bowie, say hi. Okay, so I've tied 2 lines, 3 dropper loops each. So I have a larger loop on one end to slip through the weight. It's simple. I mean, I've tied these with swivels, and that looks nice. This is easy, cheap, and simple. And usually simple is pretty effective. I have 3 loops. I've tied anywhere from 1 to, I don't know, I think I've gone up to 7 loops and 7 hooks on the line, but I find that 3 to 5 is good for me because it means I spend less time untangling fish and untangling hooks on each drop, and 3 hookups on one line is plenty. So I'm going to thread these hooks, and just sent a text to my nephew. Hopefully he'll be able to go out there. So be nice, but if not, it'll be another time. There we go, just like so. Super simple. Look at that. Okay, and I'll trim this up, make it a little bit more clean. I've spent a whole lot more time on the details on these, putting little eyes and putting beads and other little flashy accoutrements, but this setup right here, this simple little setup, has hooked just as many fish as those ones where I've spent more time working on the details. And you oh, look at the birds, they're eating the worms. So anyway, I'll see you guys out in the water, and I hope you enjoyed this video.